Okay, matchmaking changes coming to high skill rank play. It's gonna be Diamond Elo. We're adjusting several aspects of high skill ranked and matchmaking to address fairness concerns you have shared with us and we've seen in our data over the past few weeks. These are only intended as temporary fixes until we address the issues more broadly in a future patch, likely 3.2, okay, not 3.1 even. Some of these will roll out today, some next week. Recently, many of you, especially high school players, have told us that ranked just isn't living up to your expectations. From your feedback, we know that some of the major pain points have been being put into lopsided games. It's called Loser's Queue. Change this one to Loser's Queue. Receiving low VP gains and large VP losses when you are on a hot streak in low diamond and feeling the pressure of playing in a pre-made team to climb the ranks. 5Q abusers. We know our competitive queue hasn't been delivering lately for the last few months, and we are rolling out some short-term fixes to address some of these frustrations. We thought we'd mention one thing up front that we wanted to be more explicit about. When playing with a team of 5 in 100% of cases, you will face another group of 5. I mean, that was obvious, but some people thought it would be like 5Q against trio or 5Q against solo. That wasn't happening. It's just 5Q challenger against 5Q diamonds that would happen. This is intentional, as in some ways playing League as a group is almost different game to the solo experience. A few months ago, we rolled out some changes to matchmaking to allow full pre-made teams to be more easily find games. We were seeing situations where queue times would roll over into 10 minutes and sometimes much longer. Dude, sometimes a few hours, just saying. Waits which we think is unacceptable for wildrift, given its short game length. Overall, we think that playing with a full team competitively is one of the best ways to play League. And we want to enable teams to do that. But what started happening over time is that players felt forced to play together in order to climb the ladder. And some found ways to beat the matchmaker into granting more VP each game. Neither of these are healthy for wildrift or players. It's just the 5Q abusers. Okay, so what's changing? Okay, now the interesting. I can just say that I already know about these changes because I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but I've been in talks with Ben and some other creators as well. So we were discussing this already. So I'm not that surprised. You guys might be surprised, but I already know most changes. So what's changing? So we're making some changes to help improve the solo experience at higher levels of rank play. Some of these will be obvious, others more subtle. A few of these are effectively immediately, and many will be added next week. Already tomorrow, expanding Diamond and Master tier. Oh, this is not good for this account. Oh no. Why? To make the experience of climbing smoother and to provide more teammates and opponents for your games, we're increasing the population of Diamond tier and Master tier. This will initially result in large VP gains if you are at or near this rank, but these may level off as you reach higher tiers. March 1. Capping VP losses in Diamonds. Why? To eliminate the plus 10, minus 15 issue in Diamond 4. We are reducing the amount of lost VP on defeats. If you're earning plus 10 VP for win, you should now only go minus 10 on a loss. Yeah, makes sense, because if you don't have a win rate above 66%, you would never climb for Diamond players. One thing is they didn't address this for high elo or in Challenger elo, because in Challenger you would get plus 10 and minus 20 in higher ranks. For some people already at Master LP, for other people in Grandmaster LP. So some people in 100 LP would get plus 10, minus 20. If they have bad MMR, some other people that have better MMR would get plus 10, minus 20 at 500 LP. And then there are some people that have super high MMR. They get plus 10, minus 20 at 1k LP. But before that, they get plus 20, plus 19, plus 18. Very high gains. And I think that's not fair in Challenger. And the matchmaking rating is just bullshit there. How do you measure the performance? I don't think that's good what they're doing. Okay, doubling the weekly cap of ranked fortitude. Why? We want to give players on their way to Diamond more ways to progress and to increase the effectiveness of the above changes. Okay. Various pre-made team algorithm changes. Why? To make games fairer, we are tightening the maximum allowed average skill gap between both teams and reducing the allowed rank gaps. Okay, so basically challengers are not gonna match against diamonds anymore, and probably only against other challengers or other grandmasters. So that's the idea behind this one. For forming a pre-made party at higher tiers, as a side effect, this will increase queue time significantly for higher ranked pre-made players. But we felt this was a trade-off worth making in the short term, so solo warriors don't feel pressured into grouping up. A balancing act. It's important to remember that there's no fix for matchmaking. Our algorithm has to constantly balance keeping queue times short, maintaining fair games, and giving you the freedom to select a position of your choice. Every change we make will impact at least one of these aspects, and finding the right balance needs to work for all players, not just a specific skill group. A feature many of you requested is to simply restrict pre-made teams from playing at certain ranks. This was actually our first choice to solve this issue, at least temporarily. Unfortunately, in order to do this at specific ranks and not just for everyone, we would need to release a full patch with a new App Store download, so we opted to make the changes above until we can address the issue more broadly. And on that note, it's extremely important to note that these are just temporary fixes. We're hoping to implement a more permanent solution in patch 3.2. I can just say, from 3.1 to 3.2, basically, high elo, okay, they are working against the 5Q, but they're not addressing the LP issues and the MMR issues in Challenger or Grandmaster or Master. So high, I mean Diamond is high, but I mean super high elo is not really getting fixed so far. And it's gonna take a lot of time, because 3.1 is coming 24th March, which is 1 month exactly from now, and 3.2 is probably 2 months later or something. So high elo, this is not gonna fix it. It's not gonna help. I'm gonna read out some solutions that I wrote to Ben as well, and I'm gonna talk to you guys as well about it, to ensure that teams who want to play together competitively can still do so. We would like to not restrict pre-made teams outright, but instead after their VP gains. Longer term, we are looking at the competitive experiences offered by our ranked queue, and we're still assessing if a split queue system may serve different types of players better. We truly appreciate your patience and feedback as we work through these trade-offs, and if you've been frustrated with rank recently, we hope the changes we are making improve your overall experience. Okay, let me read down what I wrote. I'm not gonna read everything out, but I need to read it so I can see what I said to him exactly, because I already wrote down some suggestions. Okay, I said the ideas for Diamond Elo are great. The matchmaking algorithm is not really gonna change. Like, what they're doing is not gonna... They're just making it wider, so it's gonna be better within Diamond, but high elo is not changed. The search is too wide right now. Wait, here. Right now the system tries to match based on team-based average MMR, which is why the ranks can differ so much in each lobby. Also, the search is too wide right now in comparison to the matchmaking before Season 3 and 4. Especially in high elo, there are a bunch of problems. I mean, I rather have the long queue time we had in the past than what we have right now. But the LP gains are definitely an issue, and the MMR itself is super inconsistent. What's that and performance determine how good of a player you are. Why are some players getting plus 10? Why are some other players getting plus 15, minus 10 in Diamond, for example? I mean, it's probably because they have Challenger MMR, but how do you exactly achieve that? Or how are you getting into the top 0.1 percentile of best players to get good gains in Challenger Elo, for example? I said it's gonna look promising. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think those changes are definitely good for like Diamond and for Diamond players. And it's obviously also gonna affect the amount of good diamond players you will probably get in challenger, as a challenger or as a grandmaster, but it's not fixing the issue about LP gains, MMR problems, and Q time. And one thing is for season 5. There are so many people that have 1k LP because they spam 5Q. Do you guys know what's gonna happen next season? They will get plus 20 at 100 LP, at 200 LP, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. Or maybe not, at that point they probably won't get plus 20 anymore, but plus 18 or something, or plus 16. So these players that abuse 5Q in this season will have insane MMR in the next season. And all the other players that are solo queue, they play really well. Like for example, I had 70% win rate as a solo queue player. At 500 LP, but I get plus 10, minus 20. Next season, it's not gonna change. I will still get plus 10 at 500 LP. But other players that abuse 5Q, they are gonna get plus 20 at 500 LP. So how is that fair exactly? Because you can spam with premates, and you can boost your MMR, and you will get better gains after they remove or after they nerf 5Q abuse. What they need to do is ranked based matchmaking and reset matchmaking MMR. Reset, yeah, MMR, matchmaking rating. They need to do a hard reset because there's 100 players that are too inflated right now. Or there are way too many players that their MMR is just way too inflated. So that's definitely a big issue. And definitely make sure to check out the YouTube video I made about the matchmaking because I gave a lot of ideas. I think these changes are fine, but it's just the tip of the iceberg, and it's not gonna fix all the issues we have in high-elo right now. And yeah, they definitely need to address it, and 3.2 is so far away. I'm actually kind of annoyed that it's so far away. I mean, I appreciate that they are actually working on it and releasing these changes so quickly before 3.1, but I don't think these changes are gonna help high elo, like Master Plus. Master Plus, these changes don't really matter too much. But yeah, I think this might still be on YouTube because I talk so much about it already. I think it's gonna be on YouTube. So if you guys have any other ideas, feedback, what you guys think about these changes, write it down below in the comments. And also, yeah, how can they improve the matchmaking? I think number one thing, Master Plus, just remove 5Q. Rank base search, no longer MMR search. Just remove matchmaking rating. LP is bullshit. LP gains are complete bullshit. It's not fair at all. It's complete bullshit. Hard reset for matchmaking rating. Everyone is getting inflated using 5Q or trio or whatever. Solo queue or duo queue at Master Plus. I mean, if you guys want 5Q till Diamond, do whatever you want. But I think at Master Plus, which is not gonna affect the majority of the player base, it's gonna affect only 1% of the player base, and it's gonna improve the gameplay quality immediately so much more. Because all those 5Q players that you will never meet, because the 5Q players have a different matchmaking, like they are just matching against other 5Q players, they are not in the search, and that's why you're finding so many Emerald players instead, because the Grandmaster Challenger players, they're not queuing up in solo queue. So that's also an issue, but yeah. That's it for this video. Leave feedback, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.